Guys, I want you guys to understand something very important that can change the trajectory of your life. Take your life fucking serious. We live on a planet full of people who don't take their life serious, and it's a reflection of their self worth. Guys, the biggest problem we have in today's society is the lack of self worth in the average individual. Everything you do is a reflection of your self worth. I really want to dive deep into self worth today. Do you believe you're worthy of development? Do you believe you're worthy of self investment? Because most of you guys really will sit there and you'll pretend you're worthy, but really you go to show that you're worthless. And so you have to understand that the way you behave, the way you conduct yourself, the way you move, the way you choose to grow, the things you do for yourself is all a reflection of your self worth. Now, I'm going to break this down in the most logical way. We have this guy, he's smoking, he's vaping, he drinks every day, he parties, he's fat as a bitch, he doesn't do shit, he plays a video game. What the fuck do you believe his life is worth? We have to truly ask ourselves this question. What the fuck is his life worth? So his life's not worth much. And so in this society, we've been born into, a society where people actually believe that you're valuable for just breathing. But we all know that that's not true, because if you were valuable for just breathing, then, everything you do that's reflected of lower qualities, every time you pick up the vape, every time you smoke, every time you sabotage yourself from any growth, every time you sit there and you sabotage your life and destroy it, every time you sit there and stagnate in the same position, all you're doing is reflecting low quality, low value, which is reflected of worthlessness. And so just because you breathe doesn't mean you're worthy of anything. And so most people believe they're entitled. Most people believe they're entitled to the finer things of reality. But in all actuality, reality is reflective of the individual. And so you're not going to be a low quality individual and believe that you're worthy of the high quality, because the way you orient your existence, the way you facilitate and move throughout existence is all a reflection of your self-worth. And so if you're worthless by definition because you are not doing anything to have nobility or worthiness for yourself, if you don't believe you're worth to be worthy, if you don't believe you're worth growth, if you don't believe you're worth to change the trajectory of your life, if you're going to sit there in the same position and stagnate, do you truly believe you're worthy? And then most of you guys are entitled as fuck, and you believe you're worthy, but you're worthless, because everything you do from when you wake up to when you go to sleep is all a reflection of worthlessness. And so I want you guys to really understand that value is something you have to create. Value is something you synthesize. Value is something you produce. And so before you could try and serve value to others, become the value for yourself. Most of you guys are valueless. You serve no function. You guys have no function. You guys are disorganized. You guys have no function. You guys don't have any mind. You guys are unconsciously navigating the space, and the value of what you could have produced for yourself, you produce for someone else's success. Most of you guys are not even chasing your own success. Most of you guys are not creating anything for your life. You're a pawn in someone else's chess game. You are creating value for other people. You serve a function in someone else's game. Guys, you have to take responsibility over your life, and you have to really come to the understanding and the conclusion that you're never going to be fulfilled playing a pawn in someone else's game. It really comes down to fulfillment. Your self-worth is going to reflect how much you are actually fulfilled in your life. If you're very fulfilled in life, well, you're going to have a high self-worth. You're going to have high self-esteem. You're going to believe you're worthy. Most of you guys don't have high self-esteem, nor do you have self-worthiness, because you are unworthy. You do not do anything for your own success. You do nothing for yourself. You serve a function in someone else's success. You are a pawn in someone else's chess game. If you're not going to step the fuck up, if you're not going to play, king of the board, well, you're going to die a bitch. And you're never going to be fulfilled. You're always going to feel worthless. You're never going to be secure. You're always going to be insecure. You're always going to be self-conscious, and you're never going to be conscious about navigating the space. You have to understand that when you love something so much that you pour your soul into it, this is where you find worthiness. This is where you find nobility. This is where you find self-love. And most of you guys will go through life pretending that, you're okay where you're at, but in all actuality, everything you do is a result of you lacking actual true self-worth. Most of you guys who sit there, drink, smoke, who are fat as fuck, who don't do shit for your own life, who sit there, serve a function for other people's success, these are the most arrogant people. These are the worst people on the planet. These are the people who will sit there And these are the people who will pretend like they're higher than you. These are the people who will sit there in indifference. But in all actuality, when we look at their life and we look at who they are and deduce them and reduce them to what the fuck they are, we realize that they lack self-worth. They lack the internal qualities which is needed to be an actual functional, a properly functioning human. You guys aren't functioning as actual humans. You guys are going through time unconscious as fuck. You guys exist in a quantitative state of reality. We broke this down in the last video, quantity and quality. If you're going through life in a quantitative state, meaning all you do is look at the clock, you have to understand that you're watching life pass you by. And so you're looking at life as a prison sentence, because every second you are existing for, it feels like it's elongated. It doesn't feel colorful. But when you shift and you transition into a qualitative state of being, when things become quality, when your life becomes quality, when you become the quality, high quality, this is where life begins to change. And so most of you guys will sit there in insecurity. Most of you guys will lack any nobility. Most of you guys will sit there passively kill yourself with a cigarette and believe you're on top of the world. In all actuality, you are a fucking failure. You are playing a pawn in someone else's fucking chess game. And you're never going to actually create your own fucking success because you're a fucking bitch. And so the best thing to do is come to the conclusion you're a fucking bitch. Most of you guys don't understand you're an actual fucking bitch. And until you come to the realization you're a fucking bitch, you're never going to fucking change because you're too much of a bitch to realize you're a fucking bitch. A bitch will never admit they're a bitch because they're a bitch. So if you want to change, admit you're a fucking bitch. You are worthless at the core. You do not serve any function for your existence but eating, shitting, and sleeping. You guys don't even provide any sense of fulfillment, any sense of, worthiness. You guys don't create your own success. You are a fucking pawn in someone else's chess game. You are a NPC at your core. Get the fuck up, look in the fucking mirror, and realize you're a fucking bitch. And do some shit to fucking change before you die that shit. What if you guys sit there flounder through life? You pretend you're this, you pretend you're that, but in the core, you're insecure as fuck. You're not who the fuck you want to be. So look in the fucking mirror and pull up your fucking bootstraps. Bitch! I'm tired of you guys walking around and you put on this mask to cover up the void beyond it. Get the fuck up and do some shit to create your own success, because you will go through life in a quantitative state of being. Your life will reflect nothing but time being wasted. Every second will feel like torture. You're never colorful, only grayscaled, and every second you waste existing as what you don't want to be is every second you wasted in life. You only live once, and the reflection of how you treat life is a reflection of your self-worth. Most of you guys will believe you're worthless. If that's what you believe you're worth, that's okay. It's your choice. But what I'm trying to tell you is that beyond your mental prison, there's something waiting to be done, and you're not doing anything to get to that level. So get the fuck up and set your personal development in motion before you die a bitch. Peace!